Good morning everyone, I am back, and last night I finished stitching this all the way around, so I have that braid going all the way around the heart, and I have some left over, so I'm just going to stitch this in place behind here, and it's going to drop down like Rapunzel's plait. Now I'm just going to stitch down the braid just to hold the weaving all together. I think that's about enough, so I'm just going to trim this down. And then just a couple more stitches to hold it in place. Next thing I'm going to do here is I have some ribbon. Yeah. And I'm going to tie a little bow around the bottom. Actually, it's not long enough for a bow, so I'm just going to do a double knot. And then just for longevity, I'm just going to put a couple of stitches down the middle to stitch that ribbon into, come on, into that braid. So this is definitely looking like Rapunzel to me. Next up, we're going to need a loop so that we have something to hang it from. And I'm going to take a length of satin ribbon here, much longer than what I need, because I find that it excuse me, I find that it helps to stitch it quite low down in order to stop it from coming undone. I'm going to put a little length of running stitch in here just to hold it together. And then I'm going to anchor it down in the felt behind our heart, so I know that these stitches are hidden. Now, to match this ribbon at the bottom, I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to make a bow to go over the top there. I've taken 2 loops. Yep. Just straighten it out a bit. And there we have our bow. And I'm going to stitch this over the top there. Just tidy up these tails a little bit. So I think we're about ready to stitch the back on. I have got a few more things that I want to stick onto the front, but I'm going to do that once we've finished. So there's different ways of stitching the back on. We can go for something hidden and make the stitches look a little bit invisible, or you can do something like a blanket stitch and make it obvious. I think I'm going to make the stitches obvious because then I don't need to hide them, which is good to me. And I'm also going to do it in the yellow stitch, the yellow thread. I'm going to do a blanket stitch going all the way around in the yellow thread. So to start, I'm not even stitching that in place, I'm just bringing my thread up so that the knot is going to be on the inside. I'm going to sandwich these two hearts together. And the first thing I'm going to do is go across here so I'm going down along the outside. I'm going to come up below through both layers, and then when I go up I'm going to go underneath so I've caught it there. Starting is the hardest part, I find. So here we go. I'm going to go down along the edge of the heart and I'm going to come back up I've got lots of layers up at this top bit here now, so it's quite difficult. Just making sure I don't catch my bow on the front. So again, come in below it. And then go back through that stitch we made along the top. So there, we've got two, where are we? There we are. I have two blanket stitches there, so I'll do it once more. Down there. But careful you don't go through the bow. Okay. Down there. Back up here. And then through There. You see? So I'm going to continue doing all of that until I've gone most of the way around, just leaving a gap to fill it up. Right then, I have left an inch or so at the top of my heart here, and I'm going to stuff it with my stuffing, but I also have some dried lavender as well, which you can pick up in the craft shop or Amazon or wherever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this stuffing to grab some lavender, and then try and squash this inside. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. There are other things, if you want different smells, if you're not a fan of lavender, then you can use different smells. There's all sorts of different dried things you can get. But also it's optional. So my first heart doesn't have any lavender in because I didn't realise it was going to be a thing that I enjoyed doing. So now I'm just packing it all up. I think I can get a bit more in there. There we go. So now that's all stuffed, I can carry on finishing the blanket stitch. Right, there we go. So now I'm just going to tie off a knot. And just use the back of my needle to try and poke that down. I'm trying to poke it underneath the felt. There we go. Right, there we go. So we are almost done. I've got a couple of little bits that I just want to add to the front to finish off decorating the heart. And I have here some stick-on gems, which I would normally use for card making, but I never have. So why can't I use it? So here we go. I've got different sizes on here. And I'm going to use some extra strong glue to stick these down. Let's take a nice big gem first. There we go, so there's 3 different sizes. And then, if you've seen pictures of Rapunzel with her hair, you've probably seen that she has flowers in her hair as well. So I have some little flowers in my stash, like this, which come on the wire. And all I'm going to do is just give them a little pop, pull off the wire, a little bit of glue on the back, and let's see, let's have one here. I have some of these, but these are, the stamen is attached, so I have to cut the wire off those ones. So there we have it, our Rapunzel inspired felt heart. I haven't bought anything to make this specifically. I've just used all of those pretty things that I've been collecting and offcuts of fabric. And that's it, basically. How lovely. Okay, so let me know what you think of this video. This is my first video of doing a felt heart for you. So if this is the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, then please let me know.